Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. Today is a review kind of day. So don't trip if y'all see two, maybe three review videos from me on different movies and shows. I did a lot of movie and showing this weekend. And now I want to share. Okay. The first thing I want to share about is Chris Rock's stand-up special, Selective Outrage. We're gonna talk about that. But before we do, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share the page. Chris Rock, Selective Outrage. Let's get to it. Chris Rock's Netflix special, Selective Outrage, premiered live, streamed live on Netflix just this past Saturday. It was 6 p.m. our time. Wow, what can I say? Typical Chris Rock fare. He repeats a lot of stuff. He says stuff 2 and 3 times. He wants to make sure you heard him when he tells the joke. And then after repeating stuff 2 and 3 times, he flubbed the joke towards the end. But I'm not being a stickler. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Nobody gives a flying flip about what Chris Rock talked about other than the last 10 minutes or so he had to do on, as he put it, Suge Smith. Talked about how getting slapped in the face hurt. Talked about how Will Smith practices selective outrage. Those are his words, not mine. He said Will Smith practices selective outrage. And one of the examples that he cited was everybody called Will Smith a bitch. Everybody in existence. But when he said something about about Will Smith's wife, that's when Will Smith came for him. Okay, so I am no psychology genius, Chris, but if you talk about a man's wife, not once, not twice, but 3 times, I feel like there's some unwritten rule somewhere that says he's obligated to do something to you. If it ain't nothing but a stern talking to, you said something funky about somebody's wife 3 times and you didn't come to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure after the second time, and I've read this somewhere, that you and Will had to sit down and he spoke to you about it, and it was all good. That being said, Chris does have a point in that stand-up when he says how, and he's directing his selective outrage towards Jada, when he says, how are you going to be interviewing somebody about being cheated on and you the person that cheated on them? How you going to ask them how that makes them feel? What that all boils down to is this. If you put your business, and I agree with this, if you put your business out in the streets, you ain't got nothing to say about what anybody says about it. Yay or nay. I mean, tell the truth, shame the devil. If I, make a video about me peeing in the bed, I can't get mad at any jokes or comments that anybody makes in reference to me peeing in the bed. Because if it wasn't for me opening my big old mouth and talking about it, nobody would know. Right? So in that sense, I kind of agree with what he said there. Also, too, he says after he got smacked, he didn't play the victim. he didn't play the victim. Okay. You got slapped a year ago. And now you doing a whole ass special on it and streaming it live. How you playing the victim right there, dude? So, sorry, you get no cool points for that one. Right? Okay, I get it. In conclusion, bottom line. Before I forget, my man said, "How come?" He would ask, "How come he didn't hit him back?" His response, classic, because I was raised that you're not supposed to fight in front of white folks. Okay. So if Chris Rock walks up to me and spits on me and there's white people around, he getting that business. He getting that work, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who the hell's there. You smacked me, and the way he smacked him, it was just so humiliating. And he talks about the size difference between him and Will Smith. I get that, but shit, I'm gonna show my whole ass. You smack me in front of all these people. I don't care what color they are. You smack me in front of a group of people, something's happening. I ain't just gonna go on with the show. I'm telling you, if I'm standing up there and I'm at the Oscars and I crack a joke and hey, your bald head wife, ha ha ha, and he come up there and smack me, he will not make it off the stage. I'm telling you that much. He had to beat me down right there on stage, bro. Flat out. You ain't just gonna smack me and casually turn around and walk off. We wouldn't have got to the keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. That would have never happened because nah. How you come back from that? I mean, I feel bad that, Will Packer was the one that was producing the show that night, and the ignorance that went on that night had to come from two black men, But I feel like both of them got some lessons that they need to learn or perhaps have learned. I'm pretty sure, the way he explains it in the special about how Jada felt like he should boycott the Oscars because they didn't nominate her husband for concussion. Maybe that's something. And I feel like this. I feel like black people in Hollywood know other black people in Hollywood. And if you could sit down and make a phone call or talk to somebody, talk to me before you go out on the airways announcing stuff and then just expect me to be involved. I feel like that's more of a Will Smith thing than a black people thing. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But personally, I don't feel like that man got to compromise his bags for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all counting his money. Oh, you got plenty of money. You don't need that. Go ahead and boy, y'all know what that man need. That man was paying child support. That man was getting, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. I'm not going to sit here and say Chris Rock is at 100% fault. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say Will Smith is at 100% fault. They both said some things that they shouldn't have said. Chris Rock spoke some truths in this special. But mostly, let's just call it what it was. He was venting. Okay? And all I got to say about that is, bruh, you could have did that the day after the damn Oscars, bruh. You didn't have to wait no whole year. Oh, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Bruh, you had to smack me, and by somehow, some miracle, I did not tackle you on the stage, and we didn't scuffle, and I didn't bite your ear off like Mike Tyson or something like that. I'm gonna have a statement the next day. You wouldn't have to wait no whole year for the stand-up on that. Come see the stand-up this weekend, or I'd have streamed it that weekend right after. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'd have had plenty to say, and wish he would have said something in this Netflix special. Chris Rock refers to Jada Pinkett Smith as a bitch. He calls her a bitch. Okay? Will, and here I am, I'm gossiping, but I'm stating facts. He said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Well, he did keep her name out his mouth, but he's still talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be curious to see Will's response to this Netflix special. I'd be curious to hear what Will got to say about this Netflix special. I think it's funny that one of the squeakiest, cleanest brothers in Hollywood became one of the most infamous, all from hitting one of his own. Now, that's why I tell y'all, don't be sucked in and be suckling on the teat of Hollywood and believing a lot of that stuff that they say. I say it today, I said it yesterday, and I'll say it tomorrow. Actors get paid to act. If I pay you enough money and say, do this, say this, act like this, be this way, you want them bags, you're going to do it. And that's pretty much, you know, how I feel about everybody in Hollywood. I can't get no emotional barometer on nobody because everybody's so busy practicing phoniness or just showing you one facet of themselves or being super duper narcissistic. And that's what a lot of people in Hollywood are. I'd say like 80%. If you enjoy people looking at you all the time, you got to have some degree of narcissism. You know what I'm saying? I find it hard to believe that actors can be actors and at the same time be shy. That's just weird to me. You can go on screen and show your titties, but you don't want nobody to see you in public with sunglasses and no makeup on. I don't know. That's just weird to me. But period, point blank, I thought the special was meh. You know what I'm saying? I heard a lot of the jokes and a lot of the routines, and you know, a couple of times when he makes reference in the routine to, you know, he says something about Jay-Z, but then he say, I don't need no more rappers, you know, on my case. You know, and it's like, okay, that's what everybody waiting for, bruh. To be honest, for me, this special could have been that 10 minutes at the end. You know, and then they had like celebrity feedback after the special with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? What kind of comedy is that Negro telling? You know what I'm saying? Him and JB Smoove and Arsenio Hall and David Spade and Dana Carvey. You know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I'm saying? Even. You know, and then the gal from Insecure, not Issa Rae, but the other gal from Insecure. I keep forgetting her name. I know she's got like a Nigerian name, but yeah, she was there too. And they all made some interesting points, especially Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Not even being a comedian, to me, he made the most profound point of all. Chris Rock made reference to the size difference between him and Will Smith. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said, if that had been me up there on stage and I told a joke about his wife, he wouldn't have came up on stage. And I 100% believe that's true. You know what I'm saying? If somebody bigger, if somebody as formidable in size and stature, and dare I even say his skill, cracked a joke about your wife, you gonna come looking for them? You gonna run up on the stage and try to smack them? Bruh, I wish, man, let me stop. Anyway, y'all, I feel like a lot of this special was unnecessary. Period. You could have did this on your TikTok, you know what I'm saying? Or made a statement on Instagram or went live like that. You didn't have to. I get it. You got your bags and all of that, but I'm just like the last 10 minutes of the show is what people really wanted to hear. You spoke your mind, you vented. You know what I mean? It was pretty much like we figured. You know, you vented, you said what you wanted to say. I mean, I felt like it was a pretty honest portrayal that he did because, you know, he kind of made it sound like I'm scared of Will Smith because Will Smith's bigger than me. Bump that, man. Somebody bigger than me, somebody fight better than me. You know what I was taught? Fight dirty. Do whatever you have to do to win. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't in no boxing ring. Y'all ain't on no field. Y'all ain't in no octagon. Anything go on the streets. So bearing that in mind, I don't care how big you are. I tell my daughters, you know, everybody has eyes. Everybody has a neck. particularly a throat, and everybody got genitalia. You hit anybody in them 3 areas, they gonna stop long enough for you to either get away or put together some kind of combination and put them down so you can get away. Trust me, I ain't met nobody yet that got poked in the eyeballs and just kept going. I ain't met nobody yet that got punched in the throat and just kept swinging. I ain't met nobody yet that got a good one to the nards and just kept swinging. You know what I mean? It's that type of thing, man. It's that type of thing. But I mean, each to their own. You were taught not to hit anybody by your mom and dad because you don't want to do it in front of white people. I get it. But what will you do in front of white people versus what you won't do? I feel like some of the things that Chris Rock has done in his career in front of white people, he shouldn't have. But hey, that's Chris Rock's life, and however he air it, that's how he air it. Will Smith, same thing. I felt like some things questionable, especially him airing him and his wife airing out all their personal. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, y'all. Don't nobody give a damn about all that. Especially y'all. Y'all need to cut it out. And nobody want to know about you boning your son's friend. Why are you putting that all out on the airways, letting everybody know? Why? Why? I mean, honesty is one thing, but sensationalism? Stop it. I mean, but then again, they are celebrities. And I did say they all have some degree of narcissism in their makeup. Therefore, it is what it is. Look here. Did y'all catch that special Saturday night? If not, it's streaming on Netflix right now. Chris Rock, Selective Outrage. Meh. I mean, if you're into Chris Rock, then he's on point as Chris Rock. Doing the kind of thing that Chris Rock does and says. What the? Yeah, you'll get a lot of that. But and it's a well to put together routine. But let's again be honest. What you listening to Chris Rock for? You only want to hear what Chris Rock got to say about one topic, and it's at the end. So if y'all want to go about 50 minutes into the special, do that, and you'll get what you're looking for. And you can come back and we can discuss it here. Drop it in the comments if you already seen it. If you haven't, go ahead and watch the last 10 minutes of that, John, or it might be on Twitter somewhere, and go ahead and watch it on there and come back and we can talk about it. That's it for now, but fret not. I'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.